future-focused vision. To find ideas that become solutions to the world's most pressing concerns. Innovation and creativity are the sparks that ignite to transform lives and society. And these need space to grow.
We are home to these creative and innovative sparks. Our work goes beyond the disciplines, across our 9 faculties, 7 campuses, and being one of Africa's top business schools. As an African global university, we stand proudly among the world's top universities. We remain at the forefront of universal discoveries and provide authentically African solutions to the world's greatest challenges and opportunities. We are pioneers in our fields, from the humanities to cutting-edge technologies, continually seeking ways to improve the world around us. Our hybrid learning systems provide quality education that enables graduates to become adaptable game changers. We have molded nearly 500,000 alumni who have made their mark locally and internationally, and we continue to inspire and equip our students to uphold our firmly rooted culture of excellence. At the heart of what we do is our people. They are creative, critical thinkers who can shape society for the better, because that is how we teach, learn, innovate, impact, and live. We are the University of Pretoria.
Grade 11s, welcome, as well as your parents and other online guests here from the Future Africa studio at our beautiful Hillcrest campus at the University of Pretoria. This virtual Grade 11 information session was organized by our Junior Tukkie office in the Department of Enrollment and Student Administration. My name is Pieter Klaassen, and I'm heading the Institutional Recruitment Division at TUCS. The aim of this session is to provide you as Grade 11 learners with the necessary information to enable you to make a smooth transition from school to university after matric, but also to make you excited about the life-changing experience that lies ahead of you and that will prepare you for the world of work one day and also a successful career. A very special word of welcome to your parents who joined us this evening. It is simply not possible for you, I think, to make a responsible study and career choice without the support of your parents. Please also take note that during the week of 24 October, we will load the live stream version of this event on the juniortukkie.online platform. Teachers can also use this presentation to assist Grade 11 learners at school when they make their career choices for 2024. You may kindly go to juniortukkie, one word, .online. Just click then on Enrichment Programs and then click on Grade 11 Parents Information Session 22. And then you will be able to access the information. With our program this evening, we aim to empower you. Please attend the whole session and make full use of the additional content available on the Junior Tukkie online virtual platform. You are also most welcome to post your questions on our Ask Live Questions tab, which is available on this event's homepage in front of you. We have a team of very capable specialist senior student advisors who are all ready to answer all your questions, and some pertinent questions will also be addressed during the question and answer session a little bit later in the program. You will be asked to complete an online evaluation form at the end, and only those who will complete it will qualify for our lucky draw, where several prizes can be won. And I'm sure you would not like to be left out. The lucky draw will take place after the session tonight, but all the winners will be notified by the Junior Tukkie office via email. Before we start, please remember to post your questions on the chat function. Now, let us have a look at our beautiful virtual campus.
The University of Pretoria's virtual campus tour allows you to access, discover, explore and experience UP anytime, any place, and from anywhere. With Virtual Campus, you can experience the UP way of life before you get to any of our 7 campuses. Our Virtual Campus Tour is an exciting way for you to explore our university, academic programs and facilities and answer any questions you may have through a combination of 360-degree panoramas and videos. It's fully personalized and customized just for you, your field of study, and what matters to you. Your tour will start at the faculty where your academic program will be taught. To navigate the platform, remember that the buttons on the panel have multiple uses and include options to navigate, view campus maps, and access content that answer frequently asked questions. When navigating the virtual campus panoramas, you can click on one of the many hotspots that will appear along the tour, giving you a wide array of routes to follow. Alternatively, you can move around by accessing the menu on the left and clicking on the faculty, campus, or residence of your choice. Another notable feature on the panoramas are the images that appear on the right-hand side each time you move to another location. These images will provide you with some of the activities involved at a specific location or faculty. For example, if you are a student interested in law, you could click on the Faculty of Law option and visit the main law building, see lecture halls and libraries, and access further details with additional content. Maybe you're interested in studying veterinary science. You can click on the Veterinary Science option, which allows you to explore the Onderstepoort campus, related facilities, and residences. On Virtual Campus, you can also learn more about alternative admissions for some of our selection courses. By accessing different options, you can view our beautiful gardens, communal spots, and other areas that will reflect what a day in your student life may be like. Feel free to check out our sports facilities on the Hillcrest campus. With the virtual tour, you can access, discover, and explore to gain a better understanding of where each campus is and where your day-to-day routine may take place when the academic year starts. So enjoy discovering our amazing campuses, facilities, and what they have to offer. You can access, discover, and explore our virtual campus tour anytime at the following link: virtualcampus.up.ac.za.
Now, Tukkie is for sure the place for you to be. My colleague Tembela Guyana and I will now share with you interesting information about the University of Pretoria, but also tertiary studies in general. Also on how to make a responsible study and career choice, and what procedures to follow when you want to apply for studies after matric. We are very passionate about providing you with accurate information. There are many first-year students ending up at the university after school and then dropping out. And we for sure do not want this to happen to you. Tembela is a specialist senior student advisor in the recruitment division at the university. Since the inception of his career, he has had the privilege of doing extensive student recruitment and marketing, not just locally, but also in international countries. His experience and passion for education over the years has granted him the ability to assist and to guide and to advise prospective students not just to make responsible, but also informed study choices, all in order for learners to choose their career path wisely. His passion, drive, enthusiasm, and support within the recruitment division, recruiting not only students for the University of Pretoria, but also for the Junior Tukkie flagship program, has made him become part of an unequaled winning team for more than a decade at one of South Africa's leading and internationally recognized universities, the University of Pretoria. I will kick off the session now directly after this video, and then I will hand over to Tembela.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I would like to give some important information about entry into the university once you are done with matric. And in the video clip that you just saw, it was just a way of making you excited to see what awaits you after school when you have to make plans about the route to get to your successful career one day. Now, it's very important, grade 11s, that when you start planning for future careers, obviously you'll have to look at study opportunities after matric. Now, maybe you didn't realize that, but already from grade 9, you started with planning for your future when you made your subject choices. Because if you made wrong subject choices, it can create a problem for you when you get to matric and you have to apply for a program where you maybe don't have the necessary subjects. But not only that, also you'll have to obtain high enough scores for a bachelor pass to enable you to be admitted to a university. Very important, especially for grade 11s, you are going to apply early next year to study in 2024. So timeously submitting your application is of the utmost importance, but we will touch on that a little bit later on. And then the last bullet there, not dropping out when the going gets tough. It's not only an academic transition from school to university, it's also a non-academic transition. And that is often the big problem that we experience with first years dropping out because they are not emotionally right for what awaits them at this big institution. Because at the University of Pretoria, we are about 53,000 students. I believe it's a little bit bigger than your schools. And it can be quite intimidating to end up here if you are not ready, also non-academically, emotionally, time management, all those things that's going to play a role. But don't worry, we are going to touch on that and we are going to give you hints also in this regard. I must say something about the University of Pretoria, obviously, and I would love it if you are going to consider furthering your studies with us. Important for us at the University of Pretoria is 3 things: excellence, diversity, and fun. We regard ourselves as an institution of excellence because we want to produce excellent students that can go out and make a difference in life once they've completed their studies. But also diversity. As I've indicated, we are a big institution. So not only diverse in terms of the population or groups that are presented on campus, but also the activities that we offer. Cultural, sport activities, the residences. So you are going to be exposed to a diverse environment, which is great because that will prepare you adequately also for your career futures. And then fun. Please don't think that you will enter University of Pretoria just to study. You are going to study, that's for sure, because that will be the priority. But obviously, you must also have fun. So together with the academic responsibilities, we encourage you to also take part in all the other fun activities at campus, the social life, etc., because in that way, you will become a worthy citizen and experience this life-changing experience that you are going to have at an institution. We regard ourselves as an institution of excellence. I can keep you busy the whole day, but I'm just going to mention a few things. University of Pretoria is one of the top 2% of universities in the world. And taking into consideration that there's more than 24,000 universities in the world, that is quite something that we are proud of. In South Africa, University of Pretoria School of Engineering is top in the country. Our Faculty of Law is top in South Africa, as indicated there. And also in the SAICA CA qualification exams, we are proud every year to be top in the country. Then also, I think that should be comforting to the parents, that UP is ranked amongst the top 4 South African universities, which shows that our graduates are very highly sought after when we did with them the graduate employability survey. 93% of the University of Pretoria students are employed or enrolled for postgraduate studies within 6 months after graduation. That should tell you something about preferences from the employee side about students that they want to employ. Also on the sport field, I must mention recently the 2022 Varsity Cup Rugby Champions. Our team is on top again this year. And also in all other sporting codes, there's a lot of achievements that I don't have time to touch on now. I must also indicate that with learning that we'll experience in the classes, I think University of Pretoria is also a leader in the market, because we moved over, also due to COVID, to a hybrid learning system. That means we combine the traditional way of teaching, where we have lecturers, you know, the lecture in front of the class, practicals, tutorials. We combine it now with online platforms, you know, where lecturers can post their content of their programs on our click-up system, and then students can access them from their homes. This is just to make sure that our students are well prepared for the demands of the world outside there, where they can also handle all these virtual platforms. Student life at the University of Pretoria is exciting. And whether you are into the sport world interest or more into the cultural field, there's something for everybody. Our Tuks athletes performed on various national and international levels on a high level, and they are winners in very many of these sporting codes. Those people that are more interested in the cultural side of it, we've got a whole spectrum of activities that you can take part of. Our famous Tuks Camerata choirs, the symphonic orchestra. You don't have to study music to participate in some of these activities. You just go for an audition and you can be selected also to be part of these interesting aspects of the campus. We have a dynamic student structure. The Student Representative Council, those of you that are on Student Representative Councils at your schools or Representative Council of Learners, and you are interested in student politics and student societies, you will be able to become part of quite a number of student societies also on campus. Very important also for parents, especially for students coming from far. We have about 20 residences on our university campus, because I believe if you are coming from far to study at the University of Pretoria, you will need accommodation. I can also share my experience with you, because I was for 9 years a head of residence at one of the residences, and I can assure you that we have a vibrant, safe residence life for our students, where the priority is still on your academics, but you will also be exposed to a lot of residence activities where you can participate for your residence, but within strict boundaries, strict discipline, control. At each of these residences, there's heads of residences that can make sure that you have a good experience away from home at our institution. Very important for me, before we're going to hand over to my colleague a little bit later about the technical aspects, about how do I apply, how do I meet requirements. We get way too many students entering the university in their first year, and then after a week or 2 or 3, they drop out. In grade 11s, that is only because of one thing. They didn't do their planning properly, and they don't know where to start with their planning. Often, when they get to grade 12 and they have to apply, they suddenly realize, oh my goodness, now I must make a plan. They grab a booklet and they have a look at the programs, and then they just decide on a program where they meet requirements. Until they get here, and then they realize, oh my goodness, I've made a wrong decision, because I must now study in a program that will take me to a career that I will be happy in for 30, 40 years after studies. And I'm the wrong one. The reason for that is they start the planning at the wrong end. What should you do? What should your steps be now? Firstly, you start at a career. Where are you heading towards? Because you can't decide on a study program if you don't know what you would like to become one day. It's like a pilot. If you don't know your destination, you can't work out your flight plan. Isn't that so? So you'll have to start with the backside. Once you've agreed and decided on a career, then you can work backwards, and then you can decide, what must I study to get to that career. Then obviously, if you've already said it, you must work hard academically, and at the end you will have to qualify for admission by meeting requirements that will be explained to you a little bit later. Now someone asked me, okay, but it's easy for you to say we must start about or think about a career, but I don't know how to do that, how to go about. I'm going to show you now, because firstly, if you choose a career, Make sure that it's a career that suits your interest, your aptitude, your personality, your work ethics, your personal vision, all those things. Some people only look at the money aspect. They just want to go to a career where they're going to make a lot of money. Yes, we all want to make a lot of money, but that's risky to make that your primary consideration, because you must be happy in that career. So if you don't like working with people, please don't consider becoming a psychologist just because you think about the prestige of this program. That is not very wise. I'm going to show you an easy way to find out what careers are available, because that's often the problem. Young people don't know about the careers. They grow up in an environment where they know what the people around them are doing, their parents, school principal, doctor, and suddenly they realize, okay, I know, I'm familiar with 20 careers, and now I must pick one of them. But in the meantime, there may be 30 or 40 careers in your field of interest. You haven't discovered them yet, and I want to expose you to them. Very important also is the next thing, job shadowing. Those of you who don't know what job shadowing is all about, job shadowing is when you plan or you think about becoming an architect, make an appointment with an architect before you submit your application to find out exactly what that career applies. Why? Because often people get wrong perceptions about careers because they watch TV and then there's only the exciting part of a career that they show there, and then they end up at the university and then they suddenly realize, oh my goodness, but there's a lot of other things that I didn't know about this career. Very simple. We can assist you even with getting someone to job shadow with if you get to a career that you don't know, where am I going to get such a person? Let me share a practical example for you. This is a wonderful website, www.gostudy.net/UP. On this website, if you go there, there's a questionnaire with 105 questions that you are going to answer. Just tick yes or no. It's not going to take you 10 minutes. But once you've completed this questionnaire, you are going to get a very reliable graph about your fields of interest, which will show you my fields of interest is in the health sciences, or in the management part, or in finance, or in the sciences, or in the humanities. And then what is very useful, when you click on that graph, say for instance you click on the sciences, it will open up all the careers that have to do with the sciences. And I can promise you there's a lot of them. And then you have the opportunity to click on each one of these careers and get a short, interesting, summarized version of what this career entails. But it's enough information to guide you and to give you an indication whether you really would like to do this career. So what I would suggest is that you do this questionnaire, that you go and have a look and browse through careers, start eliminating careers that you don't want to do, and in that way you will get to 1 or 2 or 3 careers that you are really interested in. And then grade 11, you've got time. Put in an effort to make an appointment with someone that is already in these careers, talk to them, and after that discussion with them or conversation, I can promise you, you will either know, no, this is not for me. I had a wrong perception, I'm not going to do this one. Or you will realize, this is exactly what I wanted to hear. Now I'm even more excited and I'm going to apply. And once we get there, that you know what career you would like to do, then it's simple. Then you just go back and you say, okay, I've done my homework, I want to become an engineer, and now you can go to the booklets and the brochures of the different institutions to see what are the requirements that Mbela is going to talk about. Do I meet these requirements? What do my marks have to be? And in that way, you can effectively and successfully make a safe study choice. I would like to quickly talk about the academic part. And I know your parents, your teachers, everybody's on your neck at this stage about your academic performance at school. And apologies, grade 11th, but I'm also going to tell you something about this because this is very important. There's one thing that can guarantee your access into a study program at the university. That's your marks. If your marks are not there and you don't meet academic minimum admission requirements, the university cannot consider your application. There's the reality. not to demotivate you, but actually to motivate you. But at the University of Pretoria, we annually receive about 43,000 applications from grade 12 learners who would like to continue their studies at our institution the following year. And we can only admit 10,000. So more than 30,000 students we have to send away every year and telling them, sorry, we don't have space. Make sure that you will be one of that 10,000. Otherwise, it will be a huge disappointment. And you know the interesting thing, the choice, the decision is yours. No one else. So what I'm saying is, especially in your case, most of you that are joining us today, you will apply early in your grade 12 year, next year, for studies the following year. And we are not going to look at your grade 12 results, mid-year results. So you can't wait until next year to get your academics up. We are going to look at your grade 11 end of exam marks, end of year marks. I always say the grade 11 end of year exam marks is the most important examination in your life. Grade 12 is important, yes, because you must still meet the requirements. But if your grade 11 marks are not there and you don't meet the requirements with your grade 11 end of year exam marks, university can't consider you, and then you will have to wait another year before you can reapply, and the possibility can be that programs will be full, and that can create huge disappointment for you. I hope that you found the information that I've given you useful, that it will assist you in making responsible choices. Thank you for listening to us. An open invitation from the University of Pretoria. Please contact us if we can assist in any way. But I'm going to hand over to my very capable colleague now, Tembela, to inform you more about the technical aspects, about the application process, admission requirements, etc. Thank you.
Thank you to Dr. Klase. The University of Pretoria has 9 faculties: the Faculty of Law, Faculty of Theology and Religion, Faculty of Economic and Management Sciences, Faculty of Natural and Agricultural Sciences, Faculty of Engineering, Built Environment and Information Technology, the Faculty of Humanities, the Faculty of Veterinary Sciences, the Faculty of Health Sciences, and the Faculty of Education. We also have the Gorin Institute of Business Science. How do I qualify for a program? We have 2 sets of admission requirements for entrance at the University of Pretoria. For final year qualification, with at least 4 subjects, NSC and IEB 20 credit subjects. For Cambridge qualification, a full or foreign conditional exemption certificate from USEF is required for admission. Required subjects for UP programs should be at least on AS level. Physical sciences and chemistry at AS level. University faculty specific requirements. Here you'll have to meet the admission requirements, the admission point score requirement. There's an example of someone who's interested in biochemistry. They are required to have a level 5 in English, level 5 in physical sciences, and level 5 in mathematics, and an APS of 32. To calculate an APS, we simply add all your levels for your subjects, excluding life orientation, meaning you add your English, which is level 5, Afrikaans, which is level 4, mathematics, which is level 7, physical sciences, which is level 6, geography, which is level 4, and computer application technology, which is level 7, excluding life orientation. And the total that you get is an APS of 33. That's how you calculate your admission point score. Students will have to decide between mathematics or mathematical literacy. If you have potential to pass mathematics, go for it. But if in any chance you fail mathematics, rather consider taking mathematical literacy, because it can still give you access to an excellent study career or career opportunities in the Faculty of Education, Humanities, Theology and Religion, Law, and in the School of Information Technology. What are the differences between selection programs and non-selection programs? Selection programs, the closing date for South African students and the non-South African students is the 30th of June. Academic selection based on school results. Additional selection criteria, your value-added form, portfolio, interviews, selection process and provisional admission only after closing date. Please note the value-added form is only applicable to the veterinary sciences programs. For the non-selection programs, closing date admission process under consideration. Academic selection is based on school results. Please note, for some non-selection programs in the Faculty of Humanities, you are required, there's additional criteria such as auditions, interviews, and theoretical tests. What is an extended program? These are non-selection programs that you can apply for if you do not meet the minimum admission requirements in the mainstream programs. For more information on how to apply for these programs, go to www.up.ac.za/programs. Please note, the NBT requirements is under consideration for the 2024 intake.
A beautiful morning that turns into a beautiful evening, and together make a beautiful life. And if you wanna see, then come along with me, that's right. And if you want a good tomorrow, it's pretty simple, gotta find a light to follow. And if you do, you have a future real bright, and it's a common.
Are you ready to apply at Tuks? The applications will open on the 1st of April in 2023. Apply as early as possible, especially if you wish to apply for residence placement. Apply online at www.up.ac.za/apply on the 1st of April. Upload copies of the following documents: your ID, your grade 11 final examination report, proof of payment of 300 application fee. To follow the progress of your application on the UP student portal, go to www.up.ac.za/myuplogin. Thank you.
Thank you, Tembela, for your very informative presentation. Grade 11s, this is a lot of information, but please remember to type any question that you may have in the chat box, and one of our advisors will respond to your inquiry right away. It is now my privilege to introduce Dr. Petrus Lombard, whom I'm sure all junior Tukkies know by now. Dr. Lombard is the manager undergraduate recruitment since January 2022, and prior to that he was the junior Tukkie coordinator for the past 14 years at the university. His experience in the education field equipped him, together with his junior Tukkie team, to develop and expand the junior Tukkie initiative to the flagship program it is today. The Junior Tukkie program was established as a relationship building program to assist learners from grade 9 to 12 to make a successful transition from high school to higher education. He developed numerous enrichment programs for school learners, for example, the juniortukkie.online platform supported by UNICEF and Investec, and that he will tell you more about now. Please, Dr. Lombard, I then hand over to you.
At the University of Pretoria, we know that moving from high school to university can seem like a big jump. That's why Junior Tukkie provides a wide variety of services that help you in becoming a well-informed UP student. You can ensure a successful transition into the university life by following our easy step-by-step process. Step 1. Start off by registering for the web-based Junior Tukkie app at juniortukkieapp.co.za. You can then click on the Sign Up button and add the applicable details, which include your first name, last name, mobile number, and email address. Step 2. As a grade 9 to 12 learner and prospective UP student, you can become an official Junior Tukkie member by clicking on the Junior Tukkie tile located on the Junior Tukkie mobile app. Once clicking on this tile, you can select the option Become a Junior Tukkie. Alternatively, you can also complete a JT membership form at the following link. The benefits of being a Junior Tukkie member include career and study guidance, special bursary information, skills development, and obtaining access to other useful services. Step 3 involves joining Junior Tukkie Online. The Junior Tukkie Online platform and initiative is sponsored by UNICEF. InvestTech supports the presentation of programs such as the Grade 11 Empowerment Week project and the Grade 12 Preparation Conference. Registering for JT Online will provide you with learning resources to better understand study material in multiple subjects for learners from Grade 8 to Grade 12. And gain an advantage while preparing for your examinations in the comfort of your own learning space and time. To register for Junior Tukkie Online, you will need to select the JT Online tile on the Junior Tukkie mobile app or visit juniortukkie.online. Step 4. Be sure to consult one of our student advisors who can assist you in choosing your grade 10 subjects, discussing possible study and career options available, and guide you in completing your UP application successfully. To do so, email us at the following address. Step 5. Once becoming a UP student, you can join the JT Student Ambassador Society, or as referred to by students, the JTSAS. Graduates and postgraduates also have the option of joining the JT Alumni. Through these platforms, we equip you with the skills to succeed during university, enhance your leadership ability, and give you an opportunity to participate in social development activities that prepare you for the working world. Take the stairs to success and join Junior Tukkie today. For more information, visit www.up.ac.za/Junior Tukkie.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to discuss quickly the JT Online e-learning platform for grade 8 to 12 learners. Just to give a little background to you, when COVID actually started, we realized that we can't have access to the campus and we cannot bring groups to the campus. And then we decided to actually focus on maths and physical science to see if we can assist the learners and also with enrichment classes. We also developed the Grade 11 Empowerment Week, the Grade 12 Preparation Conference, and information session for Grade 11 learners and their parents. In that time, in 5 months, we had 100,000 learners and teachers access the online content on YouTube. This project is sponsored by UNICEF as well as the university and InvestTech. Then we actually went live on the JT Online because we realized that we need more specific content, and like I said, the enrichment programs. We also include the Grade 11 Leadership Conference, which will be on the platform every year. Then Junior Tukkie Faculty Open Days were included, like Become a Vet Weekend and the EBIT Week. Then we realized that a lot of schools don't have access to Wi-Fi, and then we decided to develop an offline platform to upload content on a memory stick for schools with no access. The aim is to provide 2,000 schools with memory sticks in South Africa. And then we also have another phase in planning the development of a JT online app for cell phones. And then at this stage there are more than 400 views on YouTube and the JT online platform. If you type in juniortukkie.online, you will end up on the landing page. Now, the landing page on the bottom, you will just see that you can also there apply for membership, the JT app, as well as other information. You can register on the top right hand where you see the circle. There you register for the online platform. And then you can also look at the different, like the grade 8 to 9 content, the grade 10 to 12 content, the enrichment programs, the faculty information, etc. So if you land and you actually register, then you will see a page. Once you must register for this content. The rest of the enrichment programs, the faculty information, that's an open class, so anybody can access it, and you don't have to register for that. So once you're logged in, the user dashboard page open, and at tab 2, my classroom shows in the courses the student register for. If you register as a teacher or as a parent, you can actually register for all the subjects from grade 8 to grade 12. And I would recommend that the grade 12 specifically, if you use this platform, or the grade 11s, please register for grade 8 to grade 11. And it can help you a lot to catch up on things that you miss in class. Then you will also there see there's also a user account dashboard, the library. You will have a username and password, and if you have a problem, you just send a message to the content developers of the platform, and they will give you a new username and password. You click on the user dashboard, you click on library to add additional courses to your classrooms. Okay, then the next thing is still on the user account dashboard. You must just put all your details in there. You can also edit your profile, and it's very important that if you change your email address or your contact numbers on it, then you must actually let us know, because we regularly send you emails which remind you that new content is loaded. A very interesting thing is on the YouTube channel. If you are a user that uses this platform a lot, YouTube will also remind you that there's new content loaded. Then there's all the classroom, the main menu, grade 10 to 12, subject resources, and there you can, it's just a click away, you can enter, register or log in to access videos and PDF information. You will see that all the content have videos and also PDF information, PowerPoints, summaries, etc., which you can print out. Everything is free of charge. The only thing is you can't sell it to somebody. Then if you still go to the main menu and you go on top to the faculties, that's the next one, you will see all the faculties at the University of Pretoria. So you can actually just click on that and it will open. We actually took 2 faculties. The first one is the EBIT, Engineering the Built Environment and Information Technology. And if you look at the bottom, you will see there's 3 different schools. You can actually click on that school, and it's engineering, the IT, and then also you will also see where there's JT, it will be the EBIT Open Day. So that's very important to look at that, and we post actually all the videos and the information. At this stage you will see that we have 2022 content in there, but in a month or so we will change it to 2023 content for those that for the grade 11s that will apply for 2024. Then there's also the Faculty of Law. There's videos as well as PDFs, the faculty brochures there, and also there is various video presentations. Then the next one is our enrichment programs. We also have the content of last year, 2021, the Empowerment Week, the Preparation Conference, and all those enrichment programs, but also the enrichment programs of 2022. In a week or so, we will also upload the grade 12 preparation conference, mathematics, physical science, and English, where we actually did some exam tips. So very important. And then also for the head boys and head girls, there is also a leadership conference coming up, a virtual one, in the beginning of November. So we will also upload those content that the RCL can also have a look at that. Then the next one, life skills. We actually did research on all the factors that influence successful transition from high school to higher education, and there are 103 videos that you can actually look at. Certain life skills like how to overcome anxiety. One of my favorites is how to become a millionaire at 22. That was created by one of our students, Albert van Wyk. He was 22 and he studied industrial engineering, but he actually made money since he was in grade 3, and so actually he became a millionaire at 22. So take a time and please look at that. Then the next one, there's a few, especially for the grade 12 life skills page, so click on the thumbnail to view the applicable video, and PDF information is listed below the videos. Then one of the main pages also is Study at UP. There's a lot of classrooms there. There's the Go Study one, information about the residences, Tukkie Sport, and also the newest one that we put up is fees and funding. There you can actually access all the fees that you need, the cost of the university, all the bursaries you can get. So it's very important to use that page. So it gives you all the relevant information on the University of Pretoria as published on the website. Then future developments, we have also virtual content for life skills, grade 8 to 12. And then also we also included mathematics and natural science, but we add English also there. And we're busy now to develop the chemistry and the physics practical experiments that will be done by the engineering department as well as the chemistry department, and that will be on at the end of the year. Then we work in close relationship with the Department of Education. And then we will also have a Wise Up classroom next year of success stories of UP alumni. And we also do that with Fly at UP, the career office, and student support. So if you arrive in 2024 at the university, you will have everything online where you can watch the videos and be ready for that. And like I said, the offline content, we actually distribute that to rural areas, but also to schools in Pretoria and all over the country. So, and then Junior Tukkie Online will be part of UNICEF's Generation Unlimited project, which will be launched shortly. And then we have a customized UP career guidance platform on this online platform. Okay, then we're busy negotiate with several stakeholders such as Dimension Data, Jakes Gerber Foundation, to assist financially with the development of virtual content. And then UNICEF is busy negotiating for zero-rated data for users in future Generation Unlimited. Okay, then thank you very much, and I hope you will go to Junior Tukkie Online. We've got a lot of good stories. Kids that actually start with 50% that end up at nearly 90% after a year when when they use this content. So just very easy, go to juniortukkie.online. Thank you.
The Junior Tukkie e-learning platform provides you, as a learner, with specifically designed learning resources to better understand your subject material, thus improving your examination preparations. The JT Online platform gives you a significant advantage among your peers in preparing for your university study. JT Online also provides you with numerous valuable life skills. To register for the JT Online platform, follow our easy step-by-step process on juniortukkie.online and click on Register. Thereafter, you will need to click on Login to access the classrooms on JT Online. You can also navigate to JT Online via the JT app at juniortukkieapp.co.za. You will receive important notifications and connect with us on our social media platforms. Now that you're a registered JT Online user, step up by navigating to the Learner Resources section and select a subject in the drop-down menu. Here you can find various subjects offered to grade 8 and 9 learners and grade 10 to 12 learners. Some of the benefits of being registered on the JT Online e-learning platform include access to faculty-specific information, enrichment programs, career guidance, information sessions, life skills, how to apply at UP, and many more. Visit juniortukkie.online for a glance at a comprehensive list of the benefits that the platform has to offer. To be a well-rounded student who develops into a thought leader and a preferred graduate in industry, the JT Online platform equips you with valuable life skills such as problem solving, dealing with change, relational intelligence, public speaking, self-motivation, and the list goes on. Invest in the future you. Join the JT Online platform. Click, connect, step up.
Thank you very much, Dr. Lombard, for this most valuable Junior Tukkie information. Grade 11s, there are so many success stories of school learners who made use of the content on our Junior Tukkie online platform and the JT app when they experienced problems with amazingly successful results. So don't stay behind. I would also like to encourage you to download the Junior Tukkie app and to register on the juniortukkie.online platform. I can assure you that you will not regret it. As I've indicated, university life is not only about your academics, although of course that must be a priority. Have you thought about it that you are also going to meet your future husband or wife at the University of Pretoria with its more than 53,000 students? I know your parents do not want to hear about it now, but nevertheless, I think it is something to get excited about. Sport at the university is big, really big, and I know the majority of you are very interested in what UP has to offer, but also on the cultural sphere where there are so many activities that you can get involved in. We are now going to give you a short glimpse about what sport at the University of Pretoria is all about. Enjoy. Grade 11s, just again proof that you must be at the University of Pretoria. We are going to have an amazing time. Our last item on the program will be a question and answer session where a panel consisting of some of my colleagues will answer questions from the audience. Thank you very much for the questions that were sent in. And I just want to introduce you to the panel. On my right here is Mr. Riranzo Gulele. He's one of our specialist senior student advisors. Dr. Petrus Lombard, the manager, as I've indicated, undergraduate recruitment, and also involved with the Junior Tukkie program specifically. And then Mr. Tembela Uyana, that you just heard also a while ago. I can promise you all of them very capable to answer all your difficult questions. So I'm going to look at the questions and ask them just to respond and give you some more information. One of the questions that we received is the national benchmark test necessary to pursue a degree in medicine or engineering? And I think we can add for any of our programs. Riranzo, can I ask you to respond to that?
Due to the COVID, the national benchmark test was not considered anymore. But as it was stated during the presentation, that there is consideration for 2024 where it might be reintroduced for students to write it moving forward. And I can also add that for veterinary science, the national benchmark test is no longer required. We look at your mathematics, your physical science, your English, and we weight them. And that's how we do the selection for veterinary science. But it's important that students are well informed about what the requirements are so that they can better prepare before they can then apply. Thank you.
Thank you, Riranzo. Then another very relevant question, specifically for international students, and Tembela, I'm going to look at you for that one. With Cambridge, are you looking for AS results on completion of the AS subjects? Because my daughter will be doing AS next year. So therefore, do we only apply then for 2024? Or should she apply only, must she first have the AS levels and apply later?
Thank you, Dr. Klasse, for the question. The university takes into consideration the AS levels. So we equate the AS levels to the grade 12. So it depends on the student's interest. They can be considered with their AS levels. Obviously, they need to have the right subject combinations there. It will be chemistry independently and physical sciences independently. So usually the requirement would be at a B at those subjects for both chemistry at a B, physical sciences at a B, and mathematics obviously at a B as well. Then the student, if they proceed to do the A levels, then they will be considered for the A levels. The university will look at both the A levels and the AS levels. So it depends on the students. If they want to apply, they can be eligible to come to the university in 2023. Alternatively, they can come in 2024. So suffice to say, they will use their O levels to apply, and USAF, which is University of South Africa, will then do the certificate, the matric examination. So once they have applied, then the next step would be to apply to University of South Africa, and then depending on their results, University of South Africa will then say they do qualify to come to the university.
Thank you very much. I can maybe just also add that we have compiled a new brochure specifically for qualifications other than the National Senior Certificate and IEB that will also be distributed to schools. And Dr. Lombard, I believe that will be also on the platform, where you can specifically see what are the minimum requirements, what are all the processes that need to be followed. But also, after this session, parents and learners, you are most welcome to contact us also at the university so that we can give personal attention if everything is not clear to you. I would like to ask Dr. Lombard, many questions that we get, we've got a lot of people that are interested in the health sciences, programs in the health sciences. Now, the question that we received here is that Are learners allowed to apply for 2 selection programs as their first choice? For instance, for medicine and for dentistry as their first choice? That is the first part of the question. And the other part is service, community service still necessary when we do the selection for the health sciences?
Thank you, Dr. Klaas. Unfortunately, you can only, if you want to do medicine or dentistry, you can only put one as your first choice. If you actually want to do medicine, the best second option is biological science. And then it's very important to state also that the first 6 months of medicine, if you don't make it into medicine, and you go into biological science, it will mean that you will take the same subjects that the medicine students take, and there's 3 modules that you actually add on, and then after 6 months you can actually apply for medicine. And if you don't make it in that session, you can still apply after a year. And I know of students that actually after 3 years in biological science, they made it into medicine. And even people that actually study engineering decide they want to study medicine can come in. And the other question was?
Community hours.
No, at this stage, the value-added form and community is not necessary, but I think it's very important if you want to pursue a career in the medicine field, just to do some job shadowing, like we said, but it's not compulsory anymore.
Thank you. This is an interesting question. The next one, Ridanzo, I'm going to give it to you. If a child has a subject outside of the normal school curriculum, the case that they indicate here is, for instance, physical science, I believe it's an extra subject. When they apply, do they also include that subject when they calculate APS or when they apply to the university?
I think what is important here is for parents and learners to understand how the subjects are structured. Any subject which is 20 credit bearing, it's calculated. However, also it's dependent on the program that you're applying for. There's what we call faculty specific. Faculty specific will then determine as to whether you meet the requirements for that particular faculty or not. And all the subjects, those that are required, and as long as they're at 20 credit bearing, they are calculated for the APS, bar for life orientation.
Thank you. And there's a question that is related to that one. So say, for instance, a learner at school has an extra subject, 8 subjects, and now you have to calculate his APS score, but we know that the APS score is only calculated on 6 subjects. How will we decide or determine the 6 subjects that we are going to use? Can I ask you again?
I think it goes back to the faculty specific, where if the person is applying for, say, medicine, the specific subjects for medicine will be your mathematics, physical science, your English, and then we look at your languages, the 2 languages as well, and then the 1 other subject, which might be life science or whatever subject. As long as it's 20 credit bearing subject, then we calculate it. If you meet the APS required, then you'll go into selection.
Thank you. Dr. Lombard, there's a lot of bright students applying to the University of Pretoria. And one of the questions is, do extramural activities or leadership or achievements play a role in considering students for academic programs at the university?
Dr. Klaas, unfortunately not. I think academics is the most important, but I think one must do extramural activities, not too much, to build yourself, to actually develop your life skills. But I think we look at academics. It doesn't help you. You do 10 different things, work in the community. The main important thing is you must sit on your butt and you must study. Academics is number 1.
Thank you very much, Dr. Lombard, for that blunt answer. Demela, one of the questions that we always get, and I'm so glad it also came in. What if I want to apply, but I don't meet the minimum requirements, say, for instance, of the 3-year program? Are there other options for me, or do I need to wait another year?
Thank you, Dr. Klaas. It is advisable for a student who does not meet the minimum admission requirements to look at alternative options. So there are extended programs that we have. I'll give you an example of engineering, for instance. Engineering, a 4-year degree would need you to have 35 APS points with a level 6 in mathematics and physics and 5 in English. So if a student does not meet those requirements, they would need to apply for the 5-year Engage program. So the 5-year Engage program, it means they will prolong their stay at university by 1 year and lower the admission requirements. Then in that case, a student would need to have level 5 in mathematics, level 5 in physics, and level 5 in English. Then they will apply for engineering and be at the university for 5 years. So a student would then need to look at the old extended programs and apply for those. Alternatively, if they do not meet the extended programs requirements, then they're almost compelled to take a gap year and apply with their grade 12 marks.
Thank you very much. I would just like also to add to that, because it's the reality, that is what we get a lot of times. Sometimes when students apply and they don't meet the requirement, like Tembela said, we recommend that they apply for the extended program, but a lot can still happen with their grade 12 results. So grade 11s, you just need to study hard for grade 12, because if you are admitted for an extended program and you get your matric results, and now you meet the requirement for the normal 3-year program, then at that stage, after the release of the matric results, we can still go to the faculty and ask, listen, can you consider this candidate now for the normal program? And in lots of the cases, we get that. We can help students in this way, although we cannot guarantee, as it will depend on the availability of space. So there are still a chance, so don't despair. Another question that we have here is about second choices. And specifically, it's so important when you apply for selection programs like your health sciences, your veterinary science, because you are not guaranteed about access into that program. So Riranzu, what can they do? What is the advice on how do you select a second choice program and why should you have a second choice program?
I think it's important to look at the relationship between the programs that you are selecting. I'll give an example for veterinary science. Because it's linked to the BSc, we then suggest or advise students that when they apply, when they look at the second choice for veterinary science, they should look at any of the BSc biological science programs. And the reason for this is because they share modules, which then makes it easy that if you transfer successfully after applying for an internal transfer, you then can move into second year veterinary science if you have all the modules for your first year. So that's why it's important that when you choose your second choice, it should be something that will give you credits if you have to transfer to the original program that you want to go into. Thank you.
Class, I would just want to add that I get a lot of inquiries about medicine and medical science, and a lot of students make the mistake that they think that is the second choice for medicine, but medical science it's totally different, and it's very difficult to get from there into medicine. So try for the biological science, as I said, with that 3 subjects. So because medical science it's a much more focused study field, so don't put it. And then a lot of students just I had this a lot this year. They decide they want to do medicine and they only apply for medicine, no second choice. Unfortunately, if they don't make it, then they don't have a choice. And please, if you apply for medicine, apply at all the universities. Because if you don't make it, if you only want to come to EUP and you only apply for medicine and you missed it, you're out. So that's what I want to say.
Thank you. I can also maybe just ask, because another question is, what are the requirements for health sciences programs, for medicine, etc.? Now, the requirements that you will find in the booklets, they are the minimum requirements. So it is English 60%, mathematics 60%, physical science 60%, and then an APS score of 35. But that will not guarantee your admission into these programs. So please remember that these are selection programs, which means it is number limited. To give you an example, we receive about 4,000 applications for medicine, and we can only accommodate 300 students. So you must, to be considered, you must meet the minimum requirement, but then the faculty will have a ranking based on your average, and then they will fill up the program from the top students. So grade 11s, please remember that if your application the first time around for a selection program is not successful, it's not because you are a bad applicant. You are an excellent candidate. It is just a case that there's no place in the program at that stage. And therefore, the option or the route to the BSc is still a good second chance that you can get, because there you can perform yourself into the program when you are at the university in a BSc degree. So please take note of that.
Maybe if I can add also, Dr. Klasse, with veterinary science,
Yes.
what people need to understand is we only consider students with a second choice BSc. If you go and apply second choice engineering and you decide in the middle of the year that I want to transfer, it's not advisable to do that. Only the BSc programs under the biological sciences are the ones that are considered for students to transfer successfully to veterinary science. Thank you.
Thank you, Riranzo, for that valuable information. A specific question, Tembela, what would be a good second choice if you want to study law?
Right. So, first of all, a student can get into law. There's three ways a student can get into law. One is to do LLB, which is a 4-year degree. Then there's BCom law, and then there's BA law. So the difference between then studying BCom law and BA law, you do that for 3 years. Then you're doing, in the case of BCom, you're doing BCom subjects together with law subjects, like your accounting and finance. So the difference there would be, because the admission requirements are the same for BCom law and LLB, it will be 32 points with mathematics in the case of BCom law, and for LLB it will be just 32 points with level 5 of English. Then for BA law, there's a 2 points difference there. A student can apply for BA law as their second choice and study BA law as the second choice. Then they'll do BA subjects together with LLB modules. By so doing, they already, in a way, will be eligible to get into LLB.
Okay, thank you very much. I hope that is clear. If you want to apply, the next question, if you want to apply for a program where mathematics is not a requirement, how should you calculate your APA score then? Riranzo?
I think what's important is you look at what the APS is. If mathematics is not a subject requirement, you must just be careful that it does not drag you down if you did not do well in mathematics. But if you have done well in mathematics as part of your subjects, and when you add all your 6 best subjects, they give you the required APS, then you are eligible to apply.
So if I can just summarize, so if mathematics is not a requirement, the faculty won't look at the mathematics, they will look at your APA score, but for your APA score, you may use the mathematics to calculate your APS.
Yes.
Thank you, and I think this one, Dr. Lombard is always eager to answer this. Can we do campus visits? Am I allowed to do campus visits, bring my child to the campus?
Yes, you can do that. You can just email me at junior.tukkie@up.ac.za. A campus tour is actually doing that for us. So they do visits for one person. There is a small fee. There's about 14 honor students in cultural science and so on that actually have vast experience to take you through campus. It can anything from 40 minutes to an hour, and then they can actually take you. So I've got a very good relationship with them. So You can just send me an email and I will get you connected with campus tours, and then they also take bigger groups. They can take up to 200. Schools can visit, but there is a fee because they must actually also they have some spending that they have to do, and they normally raise funds actually to equip themselves better for. But campus tours is now allowed, and I can just say if you want to visit Sayenza also, they've got programs during the holidays. I can also send you the information, and you can actually visit Sayenza also.
Thank you, Dr. Lombard. I see there's someone that's really eager that we must answer his question. And if I understand it correctly, it says, do you have extended programs for mathematics literacy? Now, maybe, I think what they may be referred to is, do we have bridging courses? If you have mathematics literacy and you want to apply for something where mathematics, I hope I'm right, where you want to apply for a program where mathematics is a requirement. Tembela?
Unfortunately for the student, we don't have that at university level, meaning you can now at university level come and do mathematics. The answer is no there. The university does not have that. But a student who is applying for a program that requires a higher, like in the case of BCom, for instance, they are taken into the extended program. The BCom would need level 3 in mathematics. Then during orientation and during that period when they're doing the extended program, it is specified to the students what they need to achieve in order for them to be admitted into the program. But in terms of starting mathematics at university level, the answer is no.
Thank you very much. We always advise students, because we get quite a number of them in that situation, but there are private institutions, so on a school level, you will have to do your mathematics first before you can apply for a program where mathematics is a requirement. We don't have bridging programs, unfortunately, at the university. The next one I'm just going to answer from my side. The question is about the application process, and I believe the selection process for the health sciences, specifically in this case medicine. Are there limited spaces for white children? Now, with all our admission requirements, or with all our selection programs, we have what we call categories, because at the end, we must reflect also the composition of people in the country. So how it works currently is that for the health sciences, when we get to selection, there's two categories. There's a category where the white students and Indian students are competing in one category, and black students and colored students in the other category. So at the end, it's about 50-50. How these people are then admitted into these programs. But it differs from program to program, but yes, we are looking at the composition of the population, and in that respect, the faculty has its guidelines as how people are selected. Then I also want to, the next question is life orientation. Does it contribute in any way towards admission at the university?
Dr. Klaassen, no. We don't count life orientation because the problem is it's not a subject that you write an exam at the end of grade 12. And but I believe the education department is looking into that, and then the universities will reconsider. But I still think life orientation is a very important subject to up your skills to make a successful transition to the university.
Thank you. I totally agree, fully agree with you. Riranzu, do University of Pretoria offer bursaries?
Yes, it has bursaries for top academic achievers. There is a system that is used by the university to calculate your points as to whether you meet the criteria that is used by the university in terms of qualifying for their bursaries, those that they offer. Each and every faculty is allocated specific amount, and the amounts those that are allocated to students based on how they performed. And there are certain amounts, those that are guaranteed for students with over 90% and all those type of things, where you are guaranteed certain amount of money that will be paid towards your tuition. It's not given to you, it goes towards your tuition. And there are also UP bursaries, and there are also UP loans, those that students can apply for to assist them in furthering their studies. There's also National Student Financial Aid that students can apply, which is government funded, where students who are from families with combined salaries, it's not more than 350,000, they do qualify to apply for NSFAS, and NSFAS funds their studies. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to ask the next question to Tembela, because he's visiting different areas also in the country. Do the University of Pretoria differentiate between students that apply from high density areas like Johannesburg and rural areas on the other hand?
The answer is no. So what determines who gets in at the University of Pretoria is the student's marks, so which means your admission point score and your ability based on merit, based on how you perform, regardless of which school or where you study, it matters not. We go to as many schools in the country, so it matters not if you from a rural area or you from a high density area. As long as you've got the correct marks and you apply in time, then a student will be eligible to be admitted.
Thank you very much. We use the term conditional admission when we talk about admissions, but the question here is, Peter, what is conditional admission? What does it mean?
That means that you qualify on your grade 11 marks, then you're conditionally accepted, but then you must wait for your grade 12 marks, and then we will actually let you register.
So you must also meet with your grade 12?
Yeah, you must meet with your, just for medicine, if you go down with 2 APS score, you actually fall out. I don't know what is it with vet science?
Veterinary science, they've moved, the faculty has moved from the 2 APS to 5 percentage points. So if you drop 5 percentage points, then you forfeit your space.
Thank you. And if I meet all the requirements for a specific program but one, I meet the maths requirement, the English, but not the maths, but also the APS, will my application still be considered, Tembela?
It becomes a complex question to answer. It's also dependent on the faculty. Under normal circumstances, the answer would be no, but it also depends. There's a consideration from the faculty as well, if the student will be admitted or not. So it's not a straightforward answer to say yes or no. It's faculty dependent and subject to availability of space as well. Worst case scenario, the student can also be considered for the extended program.
Yeah. Thank you. Would you like to add?
There's a lot of parents that ask, but my kid got 49 for maths. Now we're going to remark. Will the university still accept him? The answer is actually no, because the results only came out in August. After they rewrite and everything, or remark a little bit later, but then unfortunately the programs are 3 or 4 months on the way. So unfortunately, they will not consider you. So,
parents and grade 11s, once again an invitation from our side. The moment you experience these kind of questions and you don't know when you get to the time that you have to apply, please contact us personally, so that we can advise you on your specific situation, rather than making a mistake. We are really available to help you.
I think if I may add.
Yes.
If you realize on application that you don't have all the requirements, it's advisable that you consider the extended program if the program has an extended degree. I think that will make your life easy.
Thank you, Riranzo, for that. Residence, Dr. Lombard. Dr. Lombard is head of a residence at the medical faculty. How does it work? How does my application work for a residence, and just something about residence in life in general?
it's very important if you go online and you start your application, there is a space where you must apply for one residence only. You can look on the Junior Tukkie online. We've got a specific at that page of Apply at UP, all the residence videos. There was name changes, so go and research on that. And then you apply for one residence. And then very, very important, especially for medicine, you apply for a residence on the Hatfield campus. And then what will happen if you are selected in medicine or dentistry or one of the other fields, then you will actually be transferred to House Ukutula. That's my residence, and we only have space for 54 first years. And then the other thing is, if you first go into the biological science, you will be on the Hatfield campus, and if there's space, you can be transferred. But it's very important, even for parents that maybe they think my son or daughter is going to study out of my home, apply for a residence, because things can change. Parents can be transferred to Cape Town or so, and then you sit without accommodation. But we also have a lot of private accommodation outside the university, just over the street, and they're still building new accommodation. But if you have any queries on accommodation, please send an email to us, and we can refer it to Tuxres, and they will answer you.
Thank you very much.
If I can add as well, for students applying to study for veterinary science, because first year it's done at Hatfield campus, they must apply for residence at Hatfield campus. Only for those who are applying for veterinary nursing, they can then apply directly to Onderstepoort, because their first year it's done at Onderstepoort. Thank you.
Thank you, Riranzu. And then a question also that is very important. When will applications open next year? And when will applicants be advised if they have been successful? So I must just say that the whole application open dates as well as closing dates are a little bit at this stage under discussion, and we are waiting for an official answer in this regard that will be communicated to the schools. But what is clear, as from next year, the applications will open 1 April. So by 1 April, everybody must please apply. And then, depending on the programs, if you are applying for a selection program like medicine, health sciences, veterinary science, architecture, there's a process that you are going through with the selection, and those people are only informed later in the year, August, September, about their selection result. The other programs like the BSc, so these non-selection programs, you will hear earlier in the year, probably after June, whether your application has been successful, but it will be communicated with you. You will see the moment that you apply, you have access to your student portal where you will be able to log in every day to follow the progress of your application. Sport bursaries, question about sport bursaries. Dr. Lombard, are there sports bursaries that they can apply for?
The e-sport bursaries depends on the level that you actually perform and also your study field. But I think that's very complex of all the bursaries, but the best is to send us an email that we can refer it to TukSport, because they've got a team that actually can help you and support you on the bursaries.
Thank you. I think there's about 3 questions left and we've covered them all. Is there an acting course at the University of Pretoria?
There's a Bachelor of Arts in Drama that students can apply for, which is under the Faculty of Humanities. But you need to understand as an applicant that you'll have to go for auditions before you can be considered, and they take a limited number of students. So it's informed by how your audition goes that then you can be considered for that particular program.
Thank you. Then, are all the initial admissions conditional, and that you will only be fully registered or admitted after the matric results, or are there some faculties that from the start with your grade 11 mark they can admit you?
No. First conditionally accepted with your grade 11 marks, and then we receive the marks of the grade 12s the night before you receive it. We work through it, and then we will actually let you know that you are accepted. And then after you can register.
Thank you, Dr. Lombard. And Tembela, I believe also the last question for you. What are the requirements to study genetics? And there we can include basically all the BSc biological programs because they are all the same.
Okay, so genetics would be an APS of 34 with a level 5 in mathematics, level 5 in physics, and level 5 in English. So in the case of students who are doing Cambridge, then there's a separation there because they would then need to have chemistry and physics, RSC. So those would be the requirements.
Thank you. I see there's a few more coming in, but it's just short questions. Riranzu, can you study more than one degree at the same time?
Unfortunately not. It's as simple as that, because how the programs are structured is you can only focus on one particular degree at a given time for that particular 3 years or 4 years or 6 years, depending on how long the program is. The only thing that can happen is if one is in a particular degree, you can then transfer from the current one into another degree, depending on whether you make the requirements for the degree that you want to transfer into.
Thank you very much, Dr. Junior Tukkie. Is there a cost for Junior Tukkies to become a member of the Junior Tukkie?
I always say it's free. Capital letter F, capital letter R, capital letter EE. Free of charge, but please become a member, download the app, go to Junior Tukkie online, and especially for the grade 11s, we've got, in all 5 subjects, we've got about 4 hours to 5 hours exam preparation for your NT exam. That is very, very important. It's loaded, it's there. Go and look at it, and I think you can also give it to your teachers and say, listen, this is what we must give to the rest of the kids, so please use it.
Thank you, Dr. Lombard. The last question that we are going to take, when is your open day, or do you have one this year already? For the past number of years, and I believe also because of COVID, we didn't have a general open day at the University of Pretoria. It's still under consideration for next year. We haven't received a yes or no at this stage, and also whether it will be virtual or whether it will be a physical event. What we have is what we call a Choose UP Day, which is also kind of an open day, but it's also only restricted to students that have already been conditionally admitted. So if you are applying next year, if you apply next year and you are conditionally admitted or your application is considered for a selection program, you will be invited with your parents to attend our Choose UP Day, where you have the opportunity to visit the faculty, speak to the deans, and just visit the residences to make you familiar with our campus. But you will receive invitations for that. So I believe that one will for sure go on. About open day for anybody to visit the campus, we will be able to inform you, unfortunately, only beginning of next year when we have clarity in that regard. Thank you very much once again for all the questions that you've sent in, and also for the panel that assisted with answers. I really hope that you received good answers to your questions, and if there's any uncertainty, you are most welcome to contact us. We came to the end of our program, but please allow me to express my sincere thanks to all the presenters and panel members for their contributions, Dr. Petrus Lombard, Mrs. Martie Kilian, and the Junior Tukkie team for their commitment and hard work to make this event successful. And then to you, grade 11s, and your parents as our guests of honor who joined us this evening. I really hope that you've found the information that we shared of great value. Good luck with the end of year examinations, and please remember Good grade 11 end of year results are of critical importance to get admitted into a university. Also, again, just a reminder that the recording of today's event will be available on the Junior Tukkie online platform from the 24th of October. We will also post the PowerPoint presentation that you are welcome to share all the content also with your friends and your teachers. And this recorded session will also be available for anyone, also those that haven't attended this evening. It's also very important to please download the Junior Tukkie app to receive regular important information for prospective UP students, and join the Junior Tukkie Facebook and Instagram pages to step up at the University of Pretoria. In conclusion, we would appreciate your feedback, positive or negative, on this virtual event, as well as the content on the juniortukkie.online life skills. You will receive an email where you will be requested to complete an evaluation form. Please answer all the questions on the Google form. And remember, you will then be qualified for our lucky draw. And we will let you know in due time who are the winners. All of the best, and thank you once again from us for your presence here, and goodbye.